books. My name is Tavia, and today you are joining me for my monthly TBR game, Spiraling Out of Book. So we're going to go over what I read in August, and then we'll talk about my plans for September. I know I'm technically supposed to get rid of books if I don't finish my TBR, but August was a hectic month for me. I moved September 1st. A lot of health issues in August, so I only read one full book. I did finish two, so we're gonna kind of go over what the plan is gonna be because I failed miserably, so there has to be some stakes in it for me because I can't just keep on letting myself pass all the time. But with how hectic August was with my health issues and moving, I'm gonna kind of let it slide, but with a heavy price. So we'll go over what I read, and then we'll kind of go into my plans for the rest of the TBR. So I read Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alliston. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait to read the second book. This is basically about Amari, and she fights people called the Night Brothers to get her brother back, and it is a middle grade. It was really good. I read this for Readathon, and also it was my middle grade roll for August. So I did finish one book on my monthly TBR out of the 5 that I had to roll. So yeah, I apologize. I am moved into my new apartment, so I'm trying to get this started. So I apologize, the lighting's not the best and my background isn't too pretty, but we've got pumpkin because it's September, so Halloween. Yeah, so I read Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alliston, and I really enjoyed it. The second book I finished this month was The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I can't remember the author's name, but I listened to that, and it was really good, based on a true story, I believe. Highly recommend it. But basically it's just about the tattoo Riviera of Auschwitz and kind of his story and his romance and what he went through during World War II and being a Jew stuck in a concentration camp. And it was really good, and to see kind of how things were for people who had certain jobs in the camp was very interesting. So yeah, those are the 2 books that I finished in August. I did pick up 2 other books, but I didn't finish them or really read a whole lot of them. So let's kind of get into what the plan is. So for August, I was supposed to read 5 books and also Daughter of Sparta, which I did not finish. I did make progress in it though. So I still have basically my whole entire TBR for August and September to read. And so my plan is I have to read every single book. So 9 in total. And whatever book I do not read, even if I've started it by September 30th, I will have to get rid of it. So got 9 books I have to complete. If I do not complete them, then I have to get rid of them. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. If the book is not completely finished, said, and done by October 1st, well, midnight on September 30th, then I've got to get rid of the book. And it doesn't matter if it's the first in a series or if it's one I really want to read. If it's not finished, it's got to go. So that's kind of my motivation for this month. And so I've got 9 books. If I only read 2 books, the other one's got to go. If I read all 9, great. If I read 0, then all 9 of them have to go. And it does not matter. So yeah, that's kind of my plan, to be able to play fairly for this game. So let's get into the spins. Okay, we're gonna start out on 107, roll number 1. We've got a 7 for nonfiction, So for roll number 1, I rolled a 7, which was nonfiction, and for that one, I'm picking up The Greek Myths, Stories of the Greek Gods and Heroes Vividly Retold by Robin Waterfield. So this is what I will be reading for my nonfiction. It's Greek myths, and that's all I really know. Roll number 2. I've got a 3 for young adult fantasy. For roll number 2, I rolled a 3, which is YA fantasy, and for that I'm picking up Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the first one, The Lightning Thief. I've never read the books, and I recently just purchased them. I think I showed you in my last book haul, so I'm going to pick up the first one for my YA fantasy. Roll number 3. We've got a 12 for other. For roll number 3, I rolled a 12, which was other, and for that I'm picking up You Only Love Me When I'm Suffering, Poems by John Lupin, the Poetry Bandit. Hopefully you can see this. It's just a collection of poems that I will be reading. Roll number 4. $12 for other. Fourth roll was also another 12, which was other, and for I Find You in Darkness by Alpha. There's no last name, but it is a collection of poems. And yeah, so that is what I'm reading for my my fourth roll, which was other. Okay, and roll number 5. We've got a 9 for graphic novel. And that'll end us on 150. And then last but not least, roll number 5 was graphic 9, which was graphic novel. And for that, I am picking up I Am Gandhi, a graphic biography of a hero by Brad Meltzner. And it's illustrated by 25 different illustrators. And so out of all the graphic novels I have, this is like super, super tiny. So yeah, this is my September TBR. And now we're gonna get into the readathons I'm participating in this month, because I like to make my life that much more difficult English. So I'm participating in Buzzwordathon, and for September the word is dark. So for that I'm picking up I Find You in the Darkness. Has dark in it. The ness, I think it's the same word. So I Find You in Darkness by Alpha is what I'm reading for the Buzzwordathon this month. And so yeah, I'm also participating in the Magical Readathon by Book Roast. And with the 9 books I have to read, I'm able to do all 7 of the prompts for that. So we've got a little map, and we've got 7 different little places. So I am going to tell you what books I am putting in for each of those prompts. So for the Novice Path entrance, it is to read a book with the map, and for that I am picking up The Greek Myths. It's got some maps in it of Europe, so we've got that one down. And then for Ash Torn Tree, it's a book that keeps tempting you, or is on the top of your TBR, and for that one I am picking up Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Okay, and for The Mist of Solitude is Read a Standalone, and for that one I've got a couple different options. I've got The X Talk by Ray Rachel L. Solomon. I've got I Find You in Darkness by Alpha. I've got You Only Love Me When I'm Suffering by John Lumpin the Poetry Bandit. And I've also got I Am Gandhi by Brad Meltzner. So we've got a couple different options for that one that'll fill that prompt. Okay, and then for Rune of the Sky is read a book featuring ghosts, haunted house, or other supernatural elements. And for that one, I'm picking up Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. It's got Greek gods in it. I feel like those are supernatural elements. They've got powers. Maybe we're stretching it a little bit, but that's what I'm picking up for that. So yeah. Okay, and then for Obsidian Falls is read a mystery thriller book, and for that I'm picking up The Strings of Murder by Oscar D. Muriel. It is a murder mystery book, so okay, I mixed some books up. I apologize. So let me correct myself. For Rune of the Sky, the monster element supernatural, I'm picking up Monstrous, Volume 1 Awakening, by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. I apologize if I'm butchering the name. So for the book featuring ghost, haunted house, or supernatural, I am picking up Monstrous. And then Tower of Rumination is a 5-star prediction. I really don't do 5 stars, but I think I'm going to love this book. And for that one, I'm picking up Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. Okay, and for the Aurelium Academy arc is read a book with the school setting. And for that, I am picking up Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, because they go to Camp Half-Blood, which is a school they're being trained. I feel like it's a school setting. So, okay. And now we are going to get into Becca's Bookopoly-thon. And I am doing the 5 rules. This game was very, very nice to me. So instead of ending the video where I typically would, I am going to toss in my rules for Bookopoly-thon. Roll number 1. Got 9, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got monsters. Okay, and for Bookopoly-thon, the first roll was a 9, and I landed on monster, which is read a book that contains a monster, supernatural being, something like that. And I am reading Monstrous for that. I got really lucky, and since I have 9 books to read, I was kind of able to fit all of them basically into the TBR, and Bookopoly-thon was really nice to me. I only had to add 1 extra book, bringing the books I want to read to 10 in this month, so fingers crossed I can do it. But yeah, so for the first roll, I landed on Monster, and for that, I'm picking up Monstrous. Roll number 2, got 5. Who is read a book that you haven't really heard people talk about, and for that I'm picking up The Strings of Murder by Oscar D. Muriel. I found this at a Half Price Books, and I've never heard of it before, so that is what I'm picking up for my second roll, which was Who. Roll number 3. We've got 8. Which is a chance. It is to read Percy Jackson, the first one in the series. And for roll number 3, I rolled an 8, and that was a chance card, and the chance card, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief for me. I did a mixture of books that weren't on my TBR and were on my TBR, so it was nice to me and let me pick up Percy Jackson. Rule number 4. We've got 4. For still a book. Rule number 4, I rolled a 4, which was still a book from somebody else's TBR. So this is the other book I'm adding. And I stole this book from Bon_book reviews. I will leave her TBR video tagged below that I stole this from. And for that, I'm picking up Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Sea of Monsters, which is the second book. I feel like they're going to be pretty quick and easy to go through, and I really want to read the series, so it was on her TBR. The second book exactly, so it was kind of perfect. And then last roll. We've got 7. And we've got a community shelf. Smallest book I own. Okay, there's my 5 rolls for Becca's Bookopoly-a-thon. And rule number 5 was a 7, which was community book. And for that, I did a mixture of somebody else picking a book out for me, biggest book I own, smallest book I own, and a couple other prompts. And for that, I pulled smallest book, which happens to be I Am Gandhi, coming at about like 40 pages, I believe. Maybe a little more, but definitely the smallest book I own. So that is what I'll be reading for this month. Now let me get them all stacked up so I can show you what I will be reading this month. Okay, so these are all the books I will be reading in September. Wish me luck. Except one of them, I believe, yeah. So whichever ones of these books that I don't read this month, I will be getting rid of. So hopefully I'm able to finish all of them because I don't want to be getting rid of any of my books. But yeah, so this is my month. This is my TBR for this month. Wish me luck. I'm terrified, but hopefully I'll have enough free time to be able to read all of them. I do typically pretty good, but yeah. So this is my TBR. Wish me luck. I'm gonna put them down because they're heavy. So yeah, hopefully next time I do a sit down video, my living room, which is probably where I'll be reading or doing videos, will be set up because that's where my bookshelves are. But yeah, maybe I'll do a bookshelf tour and kind of like an apartment tour when I'm more settled in a vlog or something. But yeah, it's the 5th already, by the way, of September. So this is 1, going up late, and 2, I'm already 5 days in and I haven't picked up a book. So we're already off to a good start. But luckily there's a lot of poetry, some YA fantasies. Not a lot of them are too chunky. I have started a few already. So I have a feeling I'll be able to do it, but stay tuned for my vlogs to kind of see how I do this month. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit that like and subscribe. Thumbs up and like and subscribe are the same thing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's chaotic, but that's just how life is going right now. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you think getting rid of the books that I don't finish is a fair enough punishment for being horrible at reading last month. But yeah, I will see you next Wednesday. Bye!